Hello, welcome to the Tinfoil Hat News. This video is not for kids as it is news. There is no cussing, there is no cursing. Topic of this video, when going to a foreign country, do not be a Randy Marsh or a Brittany Griner. When you go to a foreign country, understand that it's not the United States. Be very understanding, it is not the United States. Their rules, your rights don't matter. So, if anyone remembers South Park, Randy Marsh decided to go to China and sell weed. He was arrested. Now, for having possession of marijuana. There are countries out in the world that don't allow you to have marijuana. Brittany Griner, who for some reason I blame her parents, her upbringing and a lot of other stuff, never was taught to understand and respect another country's rules, nor understand how another country works. She never understood how great it is to live in America where you can have a marijuana vape pen and not get arrested. But instead, she decided to go and try that stuff in good old Russia. Russia is not a nice place to live in. It's pretty hard with their rules. And it is no joke. They don't care. And for all you wondering about what third world country or what other countries are like, majority of them are usually pretty heavily racist. Because let's take a look at Japan. There are good people in Japan, but there are people in Japan that hate foreigners. And let me tell you, woo! There are people in Korea that hate foreigners. Let me tell you, woo! I've experienced it from those two places. Now, I still love Korea. I still love Japan. Great countries. But the one thing I always remembered, not to act like a Randy Marsh. Not to act, going, oh, I thought this was America. I know better. It's not America. So to all those who live in whatever fantasy world you are, do not, and I repeat this, go to another country thinking that the rules are, it's like America. It is not. Russians didn't enslave people from Africa. They didn't need to. They enslaved their own people. Fun fact and history lesson. Remember this one. The Russians enslaved their own people. It's called the serfdom. And to anyone who thinks Eastern Europe is beautiful, the women are beautiful, but the conditions are not. People are surprised that Ukraine had a Nazi faction. Well, when their country was conquered by the communist revolutionaries, obviously Nazism looked pretty much a lot better than what communism had to offer. These are the things that happen in these countries. These are their histories. It's always important to understand how other countries and cultures work. And it cracks me up that people still don't understand this concept. Now, I hope Brittany Griner gets out of Russia and is back in the United States. I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, she deserves to know. I want her to get back in the United States, safe and sound. What I don't like is the fact that she was stupid to do this. And I blame her parents for not putting a foot in her butt and reminding her it's a foreign country. They don't care. It ain't the United States where you have rights and freedoms. It's a foreign country where they don't care. Oh, I'm being oppressed. No, duh. You went to the headquarters of the country that does oppression. Smart move. Try going to Saudi Arabia and being a proud feminist to stand up. They cut your head off. Saudi Arabia, Dubai, still live by the rules of the Quran, where they still chop people's heads off. Why? And for some reason, people in this country don't get that. A foreign country is not the United States. They have different rules and regulations. There's a reason why the U.S. is different from other countries. It's the United States. We have our rights and rules. It really bothers me that I have to have this conversation, but a lot of us in the YouTube, the Tinfoil Hat community, I know you guys are smart, but I just want to go ahead and emphasize a foreign country is a foreign country. You got to treat Mexico like you would treat going to Singapore. You don't start something with people that you don't know, and you don't do it on their turf, and you got to protect your kidneys. All right? There's one time that I know that there's a couple of times where I knew that the people who were in another country that got arrested, that was wrong. And that was when ASAP Rocky got arrested. The Swiss government tried to blame him, but the thing is, the Swiss government screwed up because he was defending himself. And ASAP Rocky did not deserve to be in prison. ASAP Rocky's a good guy, and we thank God we got him out. Lorenzo Ball and his family, right, the Baller family, they're nothing but a bunch of ingrates. One of the kids decided to steal in China. Yeah, China is a totalitarian state. Smart move. Good way to go ahead and try to. Luckily, we got the kid out of there. But the thing is, when it comes down to it, you go to a foreign country, for the love of God, don't break their laws. Don't know what their laws are. Watch yourself. Marijuana is still considered a illicit drug, if you're listening. I know a lot of people like to smoke pot, but it's not legal in other countries. It really isn't. And stop thinking that, oh, well, we just got to make it. No, you're not going to do that. They still chop heads off. Why do you think the power of those people who are in charge of the country still have their power? They go ahead and they cut down on the resistance. So outside of talking all that, I just hope that you get this message to people who still haven't quite figured out that a foreign country is very different. And when you go to a foreign country, it's always good to be the best that you can be on your best manners. It was really bad being an American in Korea and Japan, knowing that previous Americans have gone there and ruined it for us by being a jerk or being a fool or attacking people. And that cannot stand. And for some reason, it's always somebody from like some ghetto area or some small town in America that shows up there and acts with an attitude. It's always like the place that has very low intelligence in America. I don't know where to start. But when you go to a foreign country, you don't want them to look at your entire group or your family. You don't want to embarrass yourself. Go to a foreign country, be respectful, be humble, respect the customs and understand the customs. Before you go to a foreign country, make sure that if the customs don't stand up to your moral values, don't go to that country. And if you have to go to that country, be careful. Women especially need to watch out because foreign countries, they're going to kidnap your ass. Even Europe, even Western Europe. It's not safe like it used to be. Guys, understand women in foreign countries are different from Americans in foreign countries. Now, a lot of guys that go to foreign countries to find a soulmate. When you go to a foreign country to find that lovely woman because you're done with Western women, the hypocrisy, the BS, and especially the American legal system that hurts men in family court and leaves kids to be fatherless, and then the kids get sold in by a mom who's drug addicted to meth or heroin, and now the kids are being prostituted by the cartel. Yeah, you can thank family court for that. They had their own motto. The husbands are abusers, the women are victims, but the children are ours. Just remember that. Always think that in your head, right? This is why I advocate that family courts have juries. But that's another story for another topic and another day. And I'm not saying that all parents are bad or all women or moms are bad or this or that. It's just the family court is not the best in America. All right? And right now we got situations where kids actually need their fathers. And I'm a full advocate for fathers' rights because they need it. And right now we're living in a world where our academia is being taken control of by mindless idiots working for the CCP. And I think it's time to put rules and to come down with actual police units and stations at these colleges to show up with riot gear, pepper spray, and the good old dogs to bite them in the butt for being violent, hostile protesters. They've tried to go ahead and stop free speech and ideas. That cannot be at American colleges. And if that's happening, then the heads of those student unions should be put in jail, arrested, and put in general pop where they can sit there and find out once they're divided by race, and then they get shanked the very next night. Yes, I know. I don't care for the college sophisticated moron who talks about philosophy. I respect those who got a degree in hardcore science, math, business, something that helps out. But the philosophy majors, sorry man, I don't care. I think you should be in Gen Pop, right? I think you should know how to make pruno and have to learn how to handle a shank. Why? Well, you know me. Anyway, that is all I have to say on that topic. Other than that, I hope you are safe, alive, not acting a fool. Be the best tenfoiler out there. Make the crazy people look crazy by acting calm, well, and smart and thinking. And take care of each other. I usually put this video age restricted because YouTube is insane with the censorship. Well, it's going to come down when that censorship wall comes down because enough people have had it. And I think, hopefully, praying to God that we are able to survive this gas situation and that they start drilling for gas in the United States. I hope at the same time, too, we never elect some person like AOC who has no idea about how the environment works, or any of those politicians who have no degrees in science ever take on matters involving the environment. They should not be allowed to. They should not be allowed to touch it because they don't have a degree in science. And the reason why I say that is because it puts us in danger. And no, I'm not going to respect that, oh, we need a $52 million to talk about climate change. That has got to stop. Some of these scientific expenditures on BS thing doesn't really go to the actual thing it was supposed to do. And the biggest problem with taxes is we know that government spending never goes directly where it needs to go. It goes straight to a general fund and someone's cocaine and hooker habit. And this is the problem that we have in America. Until then, have a good day. This is the Tinfoil Hat News. And be kind, good, and nice to each other.